So we're here at Gulches for the day. I think it's October 9th is when we were there, 2020. I had just bought this Jeep a couple weeks earlier and have been going through everything, tightening things up, readjusting things, that type of thing, trying to figure out where it's at. The previous owner had put a 6-inch rough country lift on it, and it's got 35-inch tires, which is too much lift, and the springs are super soft, so it's not very stable. It likes to lean, especially off-camber stuff. And the suspension unloads pretty good when you're pointing upwards. So we were just here more or less for a shakedown run. My girlfriend and I are in this truck, and a friend of mine is in the red Jeep. So we started out pretty easy, and then later in the day we did some of the more difficult stuff. My friend in the red Jeep ended up tipping his over coming down one of the trails. He was carrying a little too much speed and clipped something on the left side and yanked the steering wheel out of his hand, so he climbed the side of the gully and fell over on his right side.
Oh, okay.
Orient himself, I think. I'll make a separate video of that specifically that shows the recovery, and then we had another incident immediately afterwards on the same hill where we had to pull him out again because when the Jeep tipped over, his keys fell out of the ignition, and when he started to roll down the hill, his steering was locked and his power brakes were used up, so he ended up going off the side again. We had to pull him out of that situation.
He's graded.
Cruise control on somehow. This park is basically about 80 acres, and there's a trail that runs the whole perimeter.
Yeah, but apparently it's just a pit. Said people with 40-inch tires are getting stuck in there.
Oh.
This is the bottom trail, and then there's a bunch of trails that go off to the right, up towards the top of the park.
It's a black one.
I tried to cut out all the mundane, just driving around stuff, and just put the hills and rocks and stuff like that on there. Later in the video, we did a little bit of the more difficult stuff, but I wasn't too comfortable pushing it too hard because the springs that are in here. The Jeep's got lockers on the front and back. 1044s. The previous owner bought a complete G2 axle assembly from the front.
Worried about the corner of the Jeep.
We did have the hard top on today.
I think we just barely were past that tree when it flung it.
Banging it into trees because a lot of these trails they have holes right by the tree stumps that seem to wash out. Try to put your vehicle into the trees when you go into those little ditches.
Crooked here.
You can see here how soft the springs are. There's my left front tire bouncing off the ground.
Nothing, I'm having a blast.
Can't lean forward. Oh, there we go. Seatbelt let me finally. Flexes out really well, but it's not so good when you get into the more technical stuff. And see which way you went.
No, he had to have gone that way because we'd see him if he went that way.
This is my girlfriend's first time doing any kind of real four-wheeling at an off-road park, so she has a lot of good reactions to the stuff that we're doing. We're going to do something that's a little hairy.
he did.
He could be having head injuries if we tried to keep his pace with these shocks on here.
We should have brought our helmets.
I should have taken the hard top off, but I have a injury to my wrist. I just
I
had
wanna do some
surgery
of the
on,
stuff
and
I'm just
I
worried
don't have
about.
the strength in it to really
Break the
deal
hard
with it
top.
without having some kind of a hoist set up.
Spring
So
dinghies.
I'm just gonna stay on for now.
I figured he would have waited for us at some point. He's just going for it.
Well, where did you?
There he is, right up there.
Okay.
His head flinging around in there, but I guess he's not getting quite as smooth of a ride as I thought he might be.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be smooth when you're four-wheeling.
Yeah, it doesn't have to beat the crap out of you either. Why not make it nice? I guess that's a downhill trail. Tornado Valley.
I don't know. It's had a thing down the other end too.
I don't think it was on the list on the back, was it?
Tornado Alley. Just is a very narrow trail that leads from 17 near 14 to Trail 2. It's the site of a tornado that touched down several years ago.
Oh, yeah.
No, look at your little beagle.
I think
that's where I meant to go.
you did pretty good though. Didn't have any.
I was looking for the easy route. It came up
Oh, the one that goes all the way at the
all
end.
the way on the end. So,
I mean, it worked. I mean, we came down the one hill and I'm like, where did he go? He's gone.
that's kind of the plan is it just don't stop.
I mean, that thing seems to ride. These shocks are so stiff. They're just, the springs are too soft and the shocks are too stiff. So we're,
Tire? Yeah. The tire?
no, the shocks on this, they're too stiff. And the springs are too soft. So it's like rocking and
plenty of trails like this for people with near stock vehicles that are easy going but fun at the same time. Of course, after it rains, things are a little different, a little more challenging because this clay gets pretty slick for sure. This is the trail that we had the tip over on. In this video, I just show the Jeep going over and then us pulling it back onto its wheels again, and that's about it. But there's going to be a separate video that's, I think, 11 or 12 minutes long to show the whole thing, because we actually have to do 2 recoveries. One flipping back on his wheel, and then right afterwards, like I mentioned before, the thing with the keys not being in the ignition. Yeah, you get stuck again. Like in that. Easy, easy, easy. Holy shit, stop, Mr. Hammond. Stop. Here's one of the little rock gardens that you can play on.
Are you doing it?
Go for it.
Maybe over there.
You gonna try the sissy one?
I tried that one that's mostly dirt earlier.
Didn't we
When I got up
we
to the
already
top,
tried
the
that one,
truck
didn't
felt
we?
a little tippy,
Yeah,
so I backed down.
Feel good with it.
Until you get a
Yeah.
better feel for it and stuff. So we just went and played on these rocks at the very end here. Can't really see what's going on.
And I can't either.
Oh. Yeah, that's a big rock. He's like, what the heck?
We did that one.
Not the bottom part. So the bottom part of this trail is called Shipwreck, and there's some pretty good rocks at the bottom, and I think more at the top. We didn't run it all the way through because my friend that was behind me was not set up to do that kind of stuff, and he wanted to be able to follow us. So I just did this bottom part and then hopped back on the easier trail over to the left there. This bottom section of Shipwreck was pretty fun. I was surprised how easily we went over this rock face in front of us. It's actually pretty steep. The trail itself is already on a hill, plus the face of the rock really adds to it. It's nearly vertical, actually. Oops. This way so we don't end up sideways into that pipe.
right there. Yeah, we're back out.
We did play on these rocks earlier, and rocks and tires, and we went over those pipes. So that was before I had the camera set up and recording. The park was pretty empty today. There was a couple other people here. Those folks had a pretty nice little buggy that it looked pretty new. Nothing was scratched on it. It wasn't dirty, so I think they were just kind of trying it out for the day. About the end of the video, end of the footage that I took, so thanks for watching. Get on out there and do some